Unfortunately, parting, he will be forfeiting, as unfortunately there's a lot of Chinese events that clash with this, whether it's Doyu
Yeah.
Cup or the Gold Series or the Team Championship. There's a lot of things, and unfortunately a lot of Korean players are committed to that. Parting being one of them, as he is part of those Korean teams. I mean, we'll sort it out. Like, you know, the admin is going to speak to him. We'll see if they can figure something out, hopefully to make sure that Parting doesn't forfeit. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be such a shame if we don't get to see him play
It
today.
really would. As we were saying, he's been doing so well on the ESL Open Cup NA. He's been playing a bit more in the Asia Open Cups. He's made it to the semifinals last week, I do believe. Or was it the grand finals? It was either semi-finals. Can't remember that one. But yeah, he's been doing pretty well in ESL Open Cup Asia. So yeah, having a forfeit now, it's gonna be a bit of shame.
As a bit of a reminder, last week he did make it all the way to the finals where he went down to Su.
I remember that now. It's all flooding back to me.
It was one of those weeklies where the semifinals were great and the finals Su kind of almost dominated parting there.
Yeah. And speaking of almost dominating, here we have it. Spawning in Ice and the Chrome is Silent LE. We're in the bottom right hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right hand corner map. The Red Zerg coming out from the land of Korea. He is not going to be representing Samsung Galaxy because I guess we're not in 2015, but going to be representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG. We have Solar.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ice and Chrome LE, but also, once again, going for a cheeky proxy in the center of the map. We have the ex-SKT player, the player currently representing Brave Star Gaming, BSG. It is Dream. Oh my god.
The triple Rax variant. And Solar is not on a... Okay, he does not have to scout this. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
this is interesting. So this is a triple Rax, there's no gases, so I imagine this will be for nothing but Marines. And immediately Solar, he scouts this with the Overlord.
That he does, and it's going to be a little bit tricky for him as he did go for the more economic hatch gas pool, but yeah, the bunker's still a little bit of a ways off. These Marines still need time to actually produce, and because of the location that Dream put his barracks is in, it's also going to take a while to actually get to this actual base. Solar, he's got more than enough time.
Exactly,
If he's
it's going to
careful.
take quite some time to rally units over. At the same time, Solar already with the drone on top of that initial SCV. There's two others.
Yeah. Oh, one of them does get taken out right now, but Solar, he is being very conservative with his defense right now, only pulling 2 drones. And his bunker, it looks like it's going to finish up.
Yeah, surprisingly, and we see why. It's because Solar, he's not too interested in that. He is going for that Roach Warren, but it immediately gets scouted by the SCV of Dream.
This is an interesting opening that we're seeing from both sides.
Yeah, essentially what we should be seeing is that this natural is going to go down and Solar is going to one base like Roach all in. But I don't know if he's
Ravagers
gonna...
for the bunkers.
Yeah, sure, with Ravagers as well, with the amount of cast that Solar's getting. I don't really know who to favor here.
Well, we're gonna find out. Solar, once again, being a little bit more conservative with his defense here, not getting any spines out. It's certainly starting to creep, though. That's gonna help him out a lot.
Yeah, he is starting to spread the creep, and we'll see if he tries to break this contain with the Broodlings of the hatchery.
No, I don't think he has enough units, even with the Broodlings. The Roaches are now out, but again, the Broodlings already taken out. I feel like Solar may have just lost his chance here, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, it's
He's
not
still
over.
building
Again,
Roaches.
like with Roaches, you can just turn them into Ravagers and just bile down these bunkers, forcing some salvages to break the contain. And I love this. Dream scouting with his SCV, spotting the Ravagers, and what's Dream's answer going to be to this? He immediately salvages.
Yeah, he salvages one of the bunkers. He wants to keep another one there just to bait off these shots. In fact, yeah, he is going home. He's just keeping one Marine in here. He just wants to, prevent Solar from getting comfortable, from getting that natural base, and just bait out a couple of bile shots. Dream, he is 100% aware that Soul is going to go for this Roach Ravager counterattack. What is he going to do behind us? He's getting the factory out. Will we see a tank? Well, we do see a bunker.
Yeah, a couple of things happened. So Dream, very early on, he was able to scout what Solar's doing, and he immediately lifted up his Raxes, and they're already going to be at home. So production isn't going to be delayed too much for Dream. Dream, he already has his factory. He's working on that tech lab as well. Like, Dream, like, this transition so far has been beautiful. I imagine he should be able to hold here.
This is such a smart move, Light. It's such an amazingly smart move, and yeah, just considering the economic situation of Solar, he really cannot afford to risk this Overlord to get that high ground vision. That's what you want as a Zerg player, to get that vision for your Biles, but this is a very vulnerable looking Overlord.
It really is, but we'll see. He may be able to edge close enough for Biles to land on the supply depot at least. So, you know, Solar, he is going to find some damage.
Yeah, like so, creating a bit of an opening for himself there.
Oh, is he going to be able to repair it in time? He's on it.
I think he will, but I guess he will not. I was going to say he will lose his SCVs if he tries to, but he just lost him anyway.
Oh, yeah, he did. So nicely done so far. Solar able to pick off a depot. Again, he's long distance mining. He's trying to do his best to actually macro out of this. He's not just getting his natural, but also getting a third base as well.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to do. I have a feeling that Solar's initial game plan wasn't a 2-minute Roach Warren.
Yeah, by no means. And so far, like, because of this defense by Dream, he should be fine. Like, we should just really transition into a more normal game from here.
Yeah, very much so.
But I will say that I kind of want to give the edge to Dream here, because Dream, like, Stim, it's about to finish up. I imagine once Stim finishes, like, we may see a push out. And Solar, he doesn't really have too much.
Yeah, he really doesn't in the moment, and Stim is going to be finishing up. I'm thinking about it in a bit of a different way here, Light, because Dream, even though Stim is going to finish up here, he doesn't have, you know, a lot of tanks, he doesn't have medevacs out. What I'm thinking Stim is going to do is, it's going to help his defense a lot better. It's going to buy himself some more time. He's going to be able to, you know, keep most of his army alive, and then go for the counterattack, which, as you said, Solar, he's being a little bit greedy.
Yeah, they both are. I love this. Dream, like his third CC, it's already done. Like, it's not orbital quite yet, but he's already working towards that. So he is also going to be ramping up his economy as well, both players. So yeah, as we said before, we're just kind of transitioning from this awkward beginning where they both dealt damage to each other, and we're just going to transition into the mid game. And I'm not too sure who came out on top here.
That is fair. If I had to pick who came out on top from the opening itself, I'd say Dream. But if I'm gonna say who has the advantage right now, I kind of want to give it to Solar. He's saturating his start base. He's getting it all done. Now he's starting to focus on his army, getting more roaches, getting Goliath Reconstitution. Sure, maybe you don't want Roach Ravager or Ling army in a ZvT, but still, he's in a much better. He's in a much more stable economy, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, because of his Roach Ravager, like, quote-unquote aggression or contain, he was able to be greedy enough to get his third base up, just focusing on droning, focusing on all these upgrades as well. Like, he had the freedom to do so. Meanwhile, Dream, he was contained. It took him a really long time to take his natural.
It very much did, and now his third base is starting to look pretty vulnerable. He sent basically every Marine he had in time to into these drops.
Yeah. So again, we're in this interesting position, and ooh, Solar actually going straight into Spire.
Yeah, thankfully he's not going to be sticking to Roach Ravager Ling and the CVT. Just getting it to, in order to keep him alive, as we will have his transition to Mutiling Bane. Meanwhile, we have a drop right in the main base of Solar, and I think he just got caught completely off guard. Stimmed Marines, man. They wreak havoc.
Exactly, nice target fire, able to focus down those drones. I do realize that we don't have WCS game highs, so we're gonna have to remind the players after this one. But yeah, so far so good. These Marines were able to deal some decent economic damage here, hindering the economy of Solar, and now they're kind of equal when it comes to workers.
Very much so. He's even threatening this fourth base of Solar's.
Oh god.
If he just targets it down, if he eats a couple of shots, does force to cancel. Very nicely done by Dream. And he's just going back and forth between these bases, just to keep Solar back and buy himself enough time to build an army.
Like, again, Solar, he doesn't have too many queens. He doesn't have much anti-air, so you can really abuse that with these drops, at least
Well,
until the Spire finishes, until the
yeah.
meters come out.
I was gonna say he doesn't have a lot of anti-air for the moment, but pretty soon he's gonna have anti-air from the air.
Exactly. Still no mutas in production so far as Solar. He's looking to be a little bit supply blocked. He just made a wave of Overlords. And there we go. Finally, the first couple of mutas are on the way. And I don't believe Dream has spotted the Spire yet.
I don't believe so. No, he has not. He has not seen this entire third base. I mean, he knows that there's a third base there. He just isn't aware of the buildings. Says, yeah, he's actually being pretty ballsy with his move out right now. And I have to wonder if it's because he thinks it's just going to be Road Traveler Ling, because he hasn't seen the Bailing Nest. He hasn't seen the Spire. Alright, now he should have seen it. Or the tech at least.
Now he finally sees the Spire, he sees the Mutalisk as well. So now he confirms the kind of tech path that Solar is going for. Again, like, let's see what he does from here. He should be throwing down a bunch of missile charges defensively.
Should being the operative word. But no, he is starting to switch to Biomine though.
Yeah, and that's the ideal composition you want against Lingbane Muta. Like, tanks are good for Lingbane Hydra. Once you see Mutas coming out, like, Widowmines are the key unit you want to see, as we did see yesterday with Miyamika versus Razorblader.
Where Razorblader looked dead if not for the Widowmines.
Exactly. Literally mass Widowmine. It was a sight to behold. Oh, God. But yeah, we'll see what Solar can do. I know, like, in recent times, there's been a lot of contention regarding, like, how good Mutalisks are at the moment and whether or not they should be nerfed, as Mutalisks are being used, like, in multiple matchups.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, we are back in 2015.
Yeah.
Now we just need Buell to come back and really show us how to play this style.
I have seen the chat for Buell. Oof. He was sued before sued. Is what he was. Like, that was beautiful. He was, yeah. He got 3 GSL second places in a row, mate.
I feel like Sue got 4 before that.
Honestly, I can't remember which one came first. I think it was Bill first and then Sue. Yeah, it was. He was
a little bit wrong there. Hello?
Oh.
Milos is starting to come in, and this is a very ballsy drop, but actually it's starting to boost forward. And honestly, if it can pick Solar's attention away, no, it can't. He's really going to take this out.
Yeah,
there's looking at Buell 2 right now, aren't you? I hear your keyboard.
Out. Yeah, you heard me. I'm checking the timeline, trying to figure out who came first. Obviously the original Kong was yellow, of course, and then Jaedong. But
I feel like Marine King before that, but then again, Marine King played Terran, so.
Marine King was not before yellow at all.
No, I mean before Jaedong.
It's not before. Look, we didn't have to get into Brood War right now, okay? There was a lot going on there. As we do see, in this game, we have Solar going up to his Hive Tech now. Like, he has situated himself really nicely, as opposed to the previous, like, TVPs. Dream hasn't been nearly as aggressive. He hasn't really had the opportunity to be, and he has to be careful because the Mutalisks are going into the main.
Yeah, he very much so does, and there are a couple of turrets now, but again, Dream, he just wants to use the bare minimum that I think he I think he thinks is going to be enough, and as you see, it's not quite. That's not quite. One turret is not quite enough against that many mutas.
Yeah, it definitely is not. As we see the Mutalisks diving back in, just getting more and more add-ons, more and more damage, and just buying time. Like, Dream, he's just continuing to go back and forth with his main army, like, struggling to deal with this. Just Solar buying so much time, and now they're both maxed out.
That they are, but I gotta tell you, like, I think Dream has a bit of a better army at the moment. Solar, he wants to throw his army away. He wants to start going into his Hive Tech. But he does have to be careful to do that in such a way that he doesn't trade too inefficiently.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's something that has to be too careful with. Make sure the splits are there as well.
Dream, you gotta split my die. The Biles land on top of the tanks. The Banelings just unstoppable right now. The Widowmine does manage to hit at the very end, but not before a lot of bio gets taken out.
Exactly. The majority of the Widowmines were taken out before a single shot went off, and ooh, pause does get called. Yeah, a little bit of lag. Hopefully everything's okay for the side of Dream, especially with this, like, you know, Bio versus Lingbane heavy engagements. Yeah. Like, you need to make sure, like, your ping's good.
Absolutely. Alright.
Game resumed.
Getting back in.
Oh, he is back in, and okay, here we go. Hopefully everything's cleaned up for Dream again. Like, we don't want any lag spikes in any of these engagements.
No, we do not, and you know the players more so than we do.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Huh. Nice spotter Widow Mines, but because Solar had detection with these realists, they could just eat that shot and take it out.
I feel like that was a shot at me and Micah right there. I feel like, you know, he had detection, so it was fine.
Detection, so it was fine.
And again, the links
you
actually
wouldn't have detection, am I right?
Yeah, what kind of player wouldn't have detection with their mutalists? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Good at you, Micah.
Micah. Get
I
some
saw Demi in the
overseers.
chat earlier. I'm sure he's getting a kick out of it as well. God damn. Oh god. As again, those things actually did a surprising amount of damage. Solar now with that hive, he's working on his own 3-3. He's a little bit behind. Dream will have 3-3 before Solar, but Ultralists are on the way.
Exactly, and what good is 3-3 if you don't have the right units to make use of that? As
Yeah,
Dream, his army count, it's actually got a pretty healthy Marauder count.
Yeah, again, like, both of these players, like, there's no really big, like, army disparity between them. I say that, but again, I do favor the composition of Solar a little bit more. Like, we do need Dream to, again, like, switch it up a little bit. He has a decent amount of Marauders. We'll see if it's enough to deal with all these Ultras.
Oh yeah, well, he's gonna need to have a really good concave and some really amazing mine hits to get it to work out. I'm just imagining what the sequence of events for Dream is gonna have to be in order for him to take an engagement. I would have to imagine the mines have to take out the Ling Bane. The bio splits just about perfectly, and of course the Marauders, they're attacking the Ultralisks as opposed to the Marines. Meanwhile, another big engagement coming into the west, or to the east, I should say.
Yeah, has to be careful. And again, when it comes to Dream, I'm a little bit concerned because the Ghost Academy was quite late. It only just now finished. He will be having Ghost out, which is absolutely crucial for Dream.
He actually can't build them right now. He's got one Ghost, and that's the only one he can build. As he's maxed out, yeah. Supply blocked is a different thing. Nice link splits from Solar.
Yeah, so far so good being able to deal with these Widow Mines, and again, that's the hard thing with the Widow Mines. You can micro against them. Oh,
you really can. Nice bit of tanking there with the Ultralisks. And now Dream, he's backed into a corner, and I feel like Solar has just way too much here. He can split as much as he wants, but these Banelings, they do not care.
Like, he kites all the way back into what? He kites back into an orbital, and oh my god, so many SCVs are going down. Oh my god, we have a couple of reinforcements trickling in for Dream, and at the same time, Dream is counterattacking. He's dropping into the third.
Yeah, really trying to just pick Solar apart here, and I think Dream, this is absolutely what he needs. He needs to do this, but he needs to do this about 15 times, maybe, to get back in here. The Spire! Can he get taken out? Can he get +3 Flyer? Can he get it solo? A couple more hits! But the Marauders do get taken out. It's gotta be heartbreaking for Dream.
Literally one more shot would have taken out that Spire. It was so close. And Solar, now his ground army is looking almost unstoppable. We do see now finally the supply disparity between these two players. Mine's getting caught unburrowed, I should say, and Solar is coming in.
He really is coming in. He doesn't even care to split at this point. He knows he's favored. He knows that he can even afford to lose this fight because he's the one with the better economy. He's the one with a heck of a lot of Banelings. We should be seeing GG fairly soon here.
Exactly. Just F2A move your way to victory. As Dream, he's going for the drops again, which is quite nice, but it's a little bit too late as Solar, he's getting into the main base. He's getting on top of the production.
Oh yeah, we're getting to a base trade scenario that, you know, Dream, he cannot win. Solar could still potentially lose it if he throws, but yeah, I don't think if Solar plays correctly, I don't think he should be losing the base trade.
Yeah. You say base trade, mate, it's just 2 drops.
It's just 2 drops.
I don't know how much.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Dream knows that his main is really under siege. I think he knows that he can't really save his main.
I mean, he's trying with these reinforcements. He's trying his best to hold on. Again, doing what he can with these drops. But I think Dream, he's aware that he's done.
There we go, GG. Solar, you'll be taking game number 1 of this best of 5 semifinals. We could potentially get that ZvZ finals here.
Exactly, and as a reminder, this is a best of five semifinals, and then best of five finals. So yeah, like even though Solo does take game number one, we still got plenty more games between these two players.
And indeed we do. Take a quick little look at the bracket, just see if Parting did decide to forfeit, or maybe he was able to. Maybe he was able to postpone, or not postpone, but like push back his team league game a little bit, but he could not. Armani gonna be going into the grand finals there. So regardless, we will have a Zerg player in the finals.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. Again, on the ESL bracket, it does say 3-0 Armani. Everyone, just to make it clear, it wasn't a 3-0 Parting. He did forfeit his series, so we'll have to make sure we update that on Wikipedia when we can.
Well, either that, or he did agree to play out the series and just screw every game. Because that's the thing about the ESL page. There isn't a distinction between a walkover and just a win. This game is no longer available. Solar?
I mean, oh.
Solar? Why did you post the lobby a second?
And it looks like he remade, and we'll have to see.
With Game Heart.
Yeah, exactly, that's it.
There we go. I got worried for a sec. I have too much trauma in after casting a lot of these Open Cups for so long.
Yeah, it's all good. And the admin did just confirm that Parting, of course, he did forfeit. He did
Alright, there we go.
Yep, so, just saying that here right now, so we are reminded to update the Wikipedia to make sure that the correct information is there. We also have to let the people over at Eligulac know, otherwise they may just, inflate Eligulac rating. Yeah. That's always the issue with these ESL Open Cups, because, we're in contact with a lot of the Wikipedia guys and the Eligulac guys, and, it's hard for them to distinguish, and they have to, make sure they're on top of that sort of stuff,
and,
for reporting false information.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't really seem like much, right? When you're saying, what's the difference? It's a 3-0 or walkover. The difference comes when, people are actually... When people try to, predict how well these players are doing at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
When these people... When we're just... theorizing how things are gonna go.
Yeah, it affects a couple of things, right? It affects, casters, especially, the WCS casters. They often use Eligulac to look at the history of players, to see, head-to-head, when they go into, DreamHack that's coming up, for example. There are also a lot of players that they really do care about their Eligulac rating. It's a nice, display of skill, who's the best, or the ranking of players in certain regions.
I just like it aesthetically. I like my MMR graph, just seeing it go up and down and up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I should frame it, actually. Print it out and frame it somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So that is something to bear in mind. I guess some fun fact for the people watching. Eligulac, it is updated manually. I mean, they have their own process, but, a person needs to
actually key in,
Yeah. Shout out to Kashim, by the way. He's one of the main updaters or contributors to Eligulac. And he's also a Wikipedia admin as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe he also does the he's got a lot of those sort of Wikipedia pages where things like tournaments and whatnot can be found. But till then, we are gonna be on the LE submarine, in which we all reside in, as we do all live in the LE submarine, the LE submarine, the LE submarine, in the land of Eternal Empire. Here we are in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. We have the Red Zerg player, already up 1-0 in this best of 5 semifinals. Can he do it another time, and then another time after that? We'll find out. He is representing KZ Gaming, KZG. We have Solar. Banner.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Submarine LE, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Pink Terran, representing Brave Star Gaming, BSG. It is Dream.
And yeah, we're gonna be looking into the shortest map in the current map pool, and Solar not looking to really take advantage of that. Obviously he's got a lot.
Yeah, potentially a little bit more lag there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Dream, I know he's in Korea right now, but you know, you never know when you whatchamacallit. I don't really know how science works, I gotta be honest with you, Light. Oh, it's actually his frame rate that's he's actually dropping frames.
Yeah, we're due to some context clues, just seeing FPS.
Oh, maybe he's asking for first-person suite to solve it, to save him.
The electrician, but yeah, Dream confirming that his ping anyway is perfectly fine. It's just he's dropping frames. So,
yeah,
potentially
which is so unfortunate. I feel that, honestly.
And hopefully Into the New or Maddox can help translate. But I feel like
I mean, I was gonna say, normally we have Maddox or Into the New translating this, but they're just rapid firing out the Hangul.
Yeah.
I don't think Maddox or Into the New has time to translate this, considering the rate that they're going.
They're still going.
Still going. My God. Here we go. And you know what I like most about that, Light? When I go into the bracket screen, people can't see what's going on, but they can hear the blip, 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 blip. And they're just rapid firing it.
Yeah, they just spitting out more lines. And as a reminder to make sure to go back to the in-game screen, just in case. And
thankfully I did go to the bracket screen this time and not wait screen.
Oh, yeah, that can be... I've done that before.
Yeah.
Just have to be careful. And yeah, we are getting... Surprisingly, we got Submarine for Game 2.
Yeah, and not only is it Submarine for Game 2, but it's also going to be both of these players. They clearly have a lot of respect for each other, as they're not going for any quick rushes or proxies.
Yeah, and again, like we've said it time and time again, like the Korean players, they're not afraid to play on Golden Wall or on Submarine, unlike some other languages, or some other regions, I should say. So yeah, it's a real treat every single week that we get to cast this.
Yeah, very much so. And yeah, that's kind of a weird thing, right? Where one day we're just gonna end up in a bizarro world where the Latin American players and the Oceanic players are all gonna play on like Golden Wall and Submarine and whatnot. All the Korean players are gonna pick Ice and Chrome or something. And Eternal Empire. Alright, so yeah, again, just a very standard game coming out from both our players. Dream gonna go for a Hellion opening, a 3cc before Starport Hellion opening. So I'm actually honestly really liking the evolution of Submarine as the season starts coming along. People are starting to kind of expect the rush happening, right? So initially they're playing a bit more defensively. Once they go in with their worker scout, they realize, oh, they're playing economic. I'm gonna play economic too.
Oh, interesting. And speaking of being economic, we have Dream going for a 1-1-1 opener, looking to, I imagine, going to Banshees here, as he's also going to a very fast 30cc.
Yeah, that's usually what you see. Here comes the add-on swaps. May decide just to go for a Raven, but, you know, Dream, as we all know, very big Hut fan.
Yeah, very big. Yeah.
And it's just going to be the Banshees.
Yeah, like that fast 30cc, it is an indicator that it's not going to be like a Fusion Core or BC or anything like that. So yeah, we are going to be seeing some Banshees coming out, but surprisingly, no cloak on the way, just regular old Banshees.
Yeah, that's honestly a little bit strange to see, but as you all know, Dream, very big fan of Vindicta. So yeah, just taking a page out of there.
Exactly. So really nicely done. And meanwhile, Solar, he went in with his Overlord, with his Speed Overlord, able to spot everything that there was to spot in the main base, sees the opener, sees there's a research as well on the tech lab of the starport, so it's just, you know, regular Banshees, no detection required. And yeah, actually Dream looking to find, oh, he's actually diving in.
Yeah, he's starting to dive in, and that could have been an amazing position, but Solar just a little bit quicker there to get the surround of his Zerglings. These Hellions are starting to fall. The link out actually being shaved off, but there are only 2 Hellions left, and actually these queens are a little awkward thanks to SimCity.
sometimes 2 Hellions are all you need, but it did all get cleaned up, and we talk about it, right? We talk about how like sometimes it's so tempting to dive in with all your Hellions, and sometimes it works out for you, sometimes not so much. Here at Dream, I guess he kind of traded well, like he cleaned out all the Lings, get a couple of drone kills as well, but I don't know, that was a lot of Hellions.
Was definitely a lot of Hellions. It's, you know, it was 8 Hellions instead of standard 6, so he was planning to do a bit more damage there. But on the plus side, Dream, he can afford to lose all those Hellions because he got a quicker orbital command, or third base, I should say.
Yeah, as we do see, it will be landing on location. Solar, he does have an Overlord there to spot, so he is aware of that third base being taken. At the same time, we have Solar throwing down his own 4th. He's finally working on his lair, which he was delaying for quite some time, working on his upgrades instead, and we're just slowly ramping up. You know, we got upgrades on the way from both players. We got lair, we got Bailey Nest. I imagine Solar's gonna go Ling Bane Muta again. Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I guess you may as well on a map like Submarine. There are a lot of dead air locations that, you know, you can take advantage of the Mutalisks, have them regenerate a little.
Yeah, definitely, and because like it's a small map, like Mutalisks, they can dance around and deal a lot of damage as well. To be fair, we've seen a couple of players, you know, dabble with lurkers, but there it is, the Spire gets thrown down, Solar, he's having none of that. He's going for his tried and true 2015 Ling Bane and Muta style.
Exactly. That good old, yeah. We're feeling a little nostalgic today, and I guess we're not the only ones. Solar feeling it a little too. Ooh, Dropalort coming up here in the north.
Yeah, I love this. So, Solar, I imagine he's going to be morphing in a couple of Banelings, which he does, looking to try and... Oh no, this is just a straight-on Ling drop. All right.
Yeah, and right into the heart of Dream's production line. Meanwhile here, over to the south, or I should say center on the map. Ling speed not quite done yet. And Dream able to pick off a handful of them.
Yeah, again, these slow Lings, these slow Banes, they can't really achieve too much. Has to be careful though, like he is going pretty deep on creep. But you know, he does have some Marines there to protect his tank. Meanwhile, the Ling drop, it's here.
It is here, only 4 Zerglings managed to survive. And Dream is starting to deal with that. Meanwhile, back here to the center of the map, very nice split coming out here from Dream. Ooh, but he's not really looking in this direction at the moment. Amazing defense coming out here from Solar.
Oh yeah, nice target fire there, able to take out every single Baneling, but at the cost of all of his tanks, at the majority of the Marines as well. Like Dream, he traded quite well, but in the end, Solar, he was able to like take out all the tanks, and those are like the high tech units that you really want.
If he's got a shot, then he has to do it now. He has to go in right now. But I think it may just be, yeah, just a second too late. As the Banelings have finished up, and as you said, Dream, he's got 1 tank out. He's got no mines. He really doesn't have a good form of AoE or anything he can really fall back on when this bio gets a little too close to the enemy.
Exactly, and the tank immediately gets focused down by the Mutalisks. It's only Marines here for Dream. The splits, they're good, but there's just so many Banelings.
But yeah, as you said, Dream, he's a mechanical beast. He has just continued to produce over and over and over again, and that was a much more inefficient trade for Solar than it was for Dream.
Exactly. Solar, he was pushed back, and what's important is that Dream, he has kept the majority of his medevacs alive. Like, despite the Mutalisks, like, they haven't really been able to get onto them quite yet. But he's forced to pick up, losing another tank.
Yeah, and I think this is too much from too many angles here right now for Dream. He can split as much as he wants, but what is he going to do against these Mutalisks?
Nothing. The Mutalisks, they just get on top of the medevacs. The medevacs are starting to fall as well. Dream, he does siege up his tank. He does force Solar away, but it feels like Dream, he keeps trying to be aggressive, but like because his pushes keep getting shut down, like each wave is like a little bit weaker from Dream, you know, coming out like with 1 tank at a time. It's not really something you can afford to do, but at the same time, he has to do it. Like if you don't stop the creep spread on Submarine, it's just going to go all the way to your bases.
Exactly. I think he had the momentum earlier on, and he tried to carry on with it because, as you said, he just does not want Solar to be able to get this much of a foothold of his creep. But yeah, it's just not working out for him too well. GG is called, and Solar now on match point.
Ooh, GG. And again, I don't know how I feel about this style of Dream. Like he's going very tank heavy. Part of me wants him to go like just blindly into like bio mine, just straight up like avoid the tanks. It's hard to say. Like to be fair, early on, like it did look like he was dealing a lot of damage or like applying pressure really well. But then once like Bailing's speed finished up, once a decent Ulysses count finished, like
I don't think we mentioned that, but that first after that first defense finished up and when it kind of went better for Dream, I do believe Solar's 2-2 complete a little bit after that one, and yeah, it just got easier and easier for Solar.
Yeah. Yeah, like after that, like especially because that first push, I think Dream he pushed out with 3 or 4 tanks. I think it was 3 tanks.
I think it was 3.
Like, and that was the like highest tank count he had in the game. Like after that, like he only pushed out with like 1. Like,
That goal.
Yeah, so
he needs to play more like that versus S game on Pillars of Gold.
He needs to take a step back and take a page out of Azura's book, you know? He needs to try it.
He needs to take the gold base and Golden Wall, you know? It's a parade pushing.
Like, again, Dream, like he's...
Viking to do
he's been playing like quite well, but I do think that he needs to take a little bit of a step back. He needs to look at what like his play and try and adapt to Solar, because Solar, he just has his number at the moment.
Exactly. I think Solar is really aware that once Dream, I think Solar is really aware that he's fine with losing the initial engagement, so long as he has enough to defend against the momentum that Dream has behind him. Because that's how Dream likes to play. He wants to trade evenly or efficiently, and then just carry on that momentum, go in for a base. But yeah, Solar just proving that if he has enough to, deal with the follow-up, he's gonna be fine. And speaking of fine, here we are now on Pillars of Gold. LE holding up the Golden Wall. LE protecting the Eternal Empire. LE, of which the LE submarines are hidden. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player. He's already on match point. If he wins this one more map, we are going into a ZvZ finals. Can he do it? Let's find out. Representing KZ Gaming, KZG, we have Solar.
And spawning in at the top right-hand corner of Pillars of Gold, LE doing what he does best, what he's done multiple times today during this tournament. Oh, but also getting scouted. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Brave Star Gaming, BSG. It is Dream.
This is very ballsy of Dream to do when he was on when his opponent was on match point, but yeah, I just still think it's gonna work out for him. It worked out pretty well for him with Ice and Chrome, but yeah, Solar already prepared for it. He's faced it once.
Exactly. One SCV goes down, the second SCV goes down, and the third SCV should be going down as well.
Maybe a fourth. If he's not careful.
Yeah, the third goes down. The fourth has returned to make sure that the Rax does finish, and it does finish, thankfully. But now there's only one SCV, like it's gonna be so difficult to get any kind of momentum, to get like any bunkers out, and even the drone's killing the Marine. Yeah,
if you can get a nice round with the drones, then yeah, that Marine's not really gonna do much, or I should say, a single Marine isn't gonna do much. Dream is still gonna continue to play this out though.
Yeah, he's gonna try and make this work regardless. Has to be so careful. Has to make sure he babysits that lone SCV. Force a cancel on the bunker.
Yeah, I have to wonder if he's going for this because of his FPS issues.
It's possible. It's possible that he's had enough. He's like, I can't.
That's why I end the game quick. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just
before too many units come out into the map. I could do that. Yeah. I could play with 20 FPS in the TVP, but in the TVZ, no, thank you. Yeah, but this is starting to look a little bit unfortunate. I mean, yeah, Dream, he's still pushing forward. That bunker will not complete, but it's hard to be optimistic, I gotta tell you, like.
It's really difficult. Like, Dream, he's got a decent amount of Marines, you know. Potentially he can get on top of the Queen. He does take the Queen out. He's taking all the Lings out as well. Yeah,
there's some actually some really nice surge stepping, you know. Solar, or Dream, I should say, really making the most out of a bad situation. Even sends another SCV in. This is a nice choke point. The Spine is now out, but it's gonna have to retreat. Oh, so a Dream. Again, just making the most of a really terrible situation. Who can stop this man?
Exactly, like the fact that Solar lifted up that spine, if it never burrows, then Dream, he's got this, and it's forced to burrow in an awful location. It's not going to protect the natural at all.
Dream is just a survivor, I gotta tell you this, like.
Yeah, and Solar, he does maneuver around the spine, but the Marines are going to get on top of it. He's going to be able to take it out.
Yeah, he does have enough to be able to take it out, and will he? Does Russia take it out? Bunker still up. Is this how Dream comes back into series? That would absolutely be insane. Solar sending out all his links, sending out all his drones. Really nice kiting coming out from Dream.
Ooh,
will he be able to do it? The bunker should go down.
Dream, I think he has too much. I think the Marines are going to be able to take out all the links, all the drones.
That was such a bad start for Dream, but he's turned it around.
Yeah, Solar, he was overconfident, 100% overconfident.
I would be overconfident too, like, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't blame him, right? And now he's going to lose the hatchery. He's at less than half the workers of Dream.
There's a reason why Dream is an inspiration, like, I gotta tell you that. He's even pulling a GG is called! This man, Dream, he is tenacious. He will not give up there. He knew his tournament life was on the line. He had so much confidence in his micro, in his ability to kite Solar, and now he's really being rewarded for it. He is back in the series. Can he get the reverse sweep though, is the question.
Oh, that was beautiful control there by Dream, and he just, as you said, he just didn't give up. He was so tenacious. He just kept pulling SCVs across the map. Like initially he only had 3. He was forced to bring another one. He was forced to bring even more to finish the bunker because the bunker was taking so long to finish. But somehow Dream, he does it, and again, I feel like it's a mixture of things. Dream, he didn't give up, and Solar, he was overconfident. I'm sure he felt like
I would be too. I would be too. Yeah. That was just about the worst start that Dream could have had while he was down 0-2 in that series. I would have been like, yeah, whatever, send a couple of units, I should win this. If not, then no biggie, no biggie. And yeah, Dream really turning that around. Now we're on Golden Wall. Can he do it again? We know that he likes this map. Maybe not enough to have it be one of his first picks, but yeah, we know that he likes this map.
Yeah, last time he played on it, he did proxy racks again. A little bit of a less commitment. But just to put this out there, because I know there are people asking about it in chat, parting, he did forfeit, and it is due to having another tournament to participate in. I believe it is the Gold Series. It is a Chinese tournament that I believe Wardy is casting. So yeah, unfortunately, parting, he has other commitments there, as he is part of those teams. Sorry, it's Gold Series Team Championship, and he's part of the Chinese team competing in that. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we are now on... No, speaking of Gold Series Team Championship, we are now on the walls of the studio that they use. It is the Golden Wall. LE. We're in the left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the left-hand corner of the map. We have the Red Zerg coming out from the land of Korea. He is not going to be playing in the Gold Series Team Championship, as I assume KyZ isn't playing tonight? Or maybe it's just, whatever. We'll figure it out. Representing KyZ Gaming, KZG, we have Solar. Panel.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Wall LE, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Brave Star Gaming, BSG. It is Dream. I was quickly checking. KyZ are playing tomorrow, not today.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, it definitely helps matters out a lot for Solar.
Yeah, it means that they can play in not just this tournament, but another one tomorrow as well. Really nicely lined up there. A little bit unfortunate for Parting. He's one of the few Koreans that is committed to that today. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame, the scheduling conflicts, but, it happens sometimes.
Just like in 2015, you gotta prioritize the team league before the solo league. Especially the team league pays a lot more money.
Yeah, along those lines, like there's a lot of money coming out of the Chinese teams and the Chinese leagues, so it's understandable that that's like where their focus lies. Not these weekly EPT tournaments. But regardless, you know, when they don't have that going on, here we have players like Solar, like Dream, like Zest, competing here, like Armani as well today. So we'll see if Dream is able to bring this back. He was already able to take one game. Can he keep up the momentum?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to come up with a prediction for that, but honestly, it's hard for me to predict anything right now. I have no idea what Solar and Dream are going to go for. I have to imagine it's going to be some variant of Biomine versus Mutilating Bane, but how they get there is going to be the question.
Right, like that's what I kind of want to see coming out from Dream, as he is going for once again another fast 3rd CC opener. On a map like Golden Wall, this could like hit even stronger, especially if he goes for the gold base.
Exactly. It's just a lot of minerals that translates into a lot of marines when you get that gold base.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, like as a Terran player, your production, your everything just booms if you do take it. We'll see if he opts to go for it. He did against Zest, or he did like earlier today when he was playing on this map. So, yeah, maybe we're gonna be seeing more of that. Likewise, Solar, you know, the option is also there for him to eventually take the gold as well. So far,
yeah, these Hellions are anything to say about that.
Yeah, none of these Hellions are here. True.
Yeah. You like a gold base? That's my gold.
And so far, like, you know, pretty passive at the moment. We do see Dream going for this 1-1-1 opening. Looks like once again he may be going for a Banshee after this Viking, or maybe just a Viking just as a nice scouting. And then just come and switch the add-ons around. Oh, actually, no,
Dream, obviously, yep.
Yeah, Lib, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking it's Lib, but as we all know, you know, Dream, huge fan of OCE StarCraft 2. He's taking a page out of Hut's book. He may just get another Viking.
Huge fan, literally the biggest fan. So we'll see what comes out here, if it's going to be a Liberator or something else entirely. As so
Seems
far,
like he's
we do
actually
see
going straight into Medivacs.
Oh,
yeah, straight reactor coming out. This is a classic. This is a classic Marine tank style on Golden Wall. You get that gold base, you parade push with those Marines and those tanks as soon as you can. You never stop the production there, because you can afford the production there.
Exactly, right? So really interesting how Dream switches up his build, his opener, his production, depending on the map he's on. Like, I feel like this really is like kind of, you play to your strengths here on Golden Wall. As we do see, he is focusing on that medevac production. He's throwing down both of his engineering bays as well, going to be ramping up into those upgrades. Solar, he is a little bit ahead in that, like he's already started 1-1, but you know, Dream, he shouldn't be too far behind.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, if you can just, again, continue to produce more and more barracks units, then those upgrades, they're gonna help Solar, but not that much.
Yeah, and we were talking about it. There it is, Dream going, floating on over, getting that gold base as his third, even maynarding some SCVs over. Ooh,
but this is the timing that Solar really wants to make. Yeah, this is the timing that Solar really wants to take advantage of. Right as Dream lands his base and doesn't have enough in position to defend it, but Solar will have to back off. Does not want to risk all these Lings to Hellion fire.
Yeah, like Hellions, they're what you want against Lings, especially like off of creep. You know, the kiting potential is definitely there for Dream. And Dream, he's slowly ramping up, like he's situating himself. Solar, he's scouting with the Ling, and he should be spotting that the gold was taken. At the moment, he actually hasn't seen like where the third base is for Dream, but I mean, you can kind of be safe. You can make a couple of assumptions. And Solar, I imagine he's just going to do what he's been doing this entire series. Like, Lair just finished up. There it is. Spire gets thrown down.
Indeed it does, and yeah, I honestly have no complaints right now. Like, to be honest, if there was ever a matchup to watch the same thing unfold, Mutilating Bane versus Biomine would probably be what I'd pick.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really curious to see if that Biomine comes to fruition, because at the moment we just see tanks coming out for Dream. He is actually starting to rally across the map. He's going for this first push.
He is. Meanwhile, Solar trying to go for a counterattack. He needs to be so careful. Both of these players, honestly.
Yeah.
Solar just going for a bit of a scout. Sees that it's exposed.
Yeah, and the deeper wall, I don't think it's a wall. So Ah, it looks like it's
No,
gonna
it
be
is
some natural.
not. And
Oh my god.
Dream actually pulling everything back to deal with this.
Oh no, this is buying Solar so much time. He's forced to come back home and deal with this massive run by, and now Solar, he's actually trying to catch the tanks in the middle of the map. Oh god.
Trying and succeeding. He kind of panicked siege them up there, Dream did. And with that, Dream, all of the wind knocked out of his sails. He just has no momentum left in that push. He can rebuild and he can go for round 2, but it's gonna take a while to replace that many tanks.
Exactly. He was literally just pulled apart. Like Solar, he forced the army to go back home. That meant that the Marines, they left the tanks exposed. All the tanks went down, and now it's just Bio and a single tank once again. Oh my god! Like we need like the most insane engagement possible for Dream to make something work here.
Yeah, with centrifugal hooks finishing up right now. Not only is it going to give him the speed boost, it's also going to take more hits to take out those banelings. So Dream literally has to not only have about one what's it called? Marine per baneling. He also has to split in such a way that he doesn't lose. Or rather, he can kill the banelings without them exploding.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Here we go. The tank is sieged up. At the same time, those are dropped to the north, but it got cleaned up. So now all the focus is here on this engagement. And I don't know. I do love that there are Hellbats here to try and tank some damage for the tank itself. Try and soak up some baneling connections. But like if he's not too careful, he's gonna get surrounded.
That he is. In fact, Soul is already preparing for that. Should be seeing it fairly soon. Here it comes. Lings on one side, banelings on another. And it looks like Dream is just about going to be cleared up. Here comes another wave of reinforcements, but is it too late?
Oh, it looks like so far so good. Again, the crease spread isn't too amazing here for Solar. Like there is like an area here that Dream can fight around, and he does have a single tank once again. Solar forced to morph in more banelings, but again, it does feel like Solar, he just has a massive army here, just waiting for the moment to push in.
Well, perhaps, but okay, here comes that moment.
Oh god, he's going in.
Yeah, honestly, Solar does not really have that many banelings in the right-hand side, but coming in from the left, that's way too many for Dream to handle. Army gets surrounded and cleaned out. Here comes another wave of reinforcements, but as you said, just like on Submarine, every time Dream reinforces, his army gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Exactly. Again, we're down to one tank for Dream. Like, he's never able to get any more than that. And to be fair, like, he has a pretty large bioforce. A lot of that does come down to that gold base that he's been able to utilize. But I say that, at the same time, Solar, he's going in with his Mulus looking to try and find some damage.
He does, even ignoring the turret and instead going for worker kills.
Yeah, and again, like he dips into the gold base, he backs off, now he's going into the main base. Oh, but nicely done, Dream. He already has Marines here, ready, in position to stop the Mulus, and oh, Dream, he's trying to sneak across the top of the map, trying to hinder the economy of Solar, because Solar, he's just been expanding like a madman to the north, like he's just been left alone. Dream just hasn't been able to do anything to Solar.
No, he is not. But that might just not change here. I was gonna say there's no creep bridge to give Solar vision, but the Overlord will help out a lot. He has a lot of links and a lot of banes, and I kind of like what Dream is trying to go for, trying to just pick the army apart, and actually Solar fighting so far off creep. No more links to buffer by these banelings, but they do eventually crash. And I think that's about to be it.
Yeah, I mean, that looked like one of the best engagements that Dream could have taken. Like, it looked like he was almost about to win that, but there's just so much supply from Solar. Like, Solar just has so much momentum. He's on 5 bases, he's got 84 workers, he's got his upgrades on the way, he's working on Hive. Like, he just has so much going for him. And saying that, Dream, he did start 3-3, so he will be able to eventually get that upgrade advantage. But will he be able to hold on? That's the question, because Solar, he's maxed out.
He is maxed out, and he's looking to just bust on through, turning almost every Ling into a baneling. You're trying to just back Dream into this corner, and here it comes. This could be the final engagement. He is unsieged.
Oh, and just like that, the banelings and the lings, they crash into everything. All the bio goes down. The planetary just gets focused down.
GG is called. And Solar showing us some really amazing ZvT there. Dream, you know, he had his TVP. It looked phenomenal, if I do say so myself. But yeah, seems to have a bit of a weakness in that TVZ department. And honestly, Solar, I think that was more so of he was playing out that series very intelligently, rather than like, you know, really whatchamacalling it, Dream. I think Solar really just understood how Dream likes to play, figured out, he played Zerg how you're supposed to play Zerg. He reacted to what his opponent was doing, and how they like to play as the games went on.
Yeah, and again, Solo just continuing to go for that same style, right? Like Lean Bane Muta, it really worked out well for him. I feel like Dream, he was lacking that adaptation. Like
exactly, he was way too stubborn.
Yeah, he just kept going for that same style. To be fair, the openers were very different. Like, he was trying to throw in a bunch of proxies, but we only saw that work once. The rest of the proxy Araxes, they were kind of shut down. So, yeah, like, I do like the variance in the openers, but like that mid game, like what he pivoted back to was always the same.
Exactly. I think Solar also kind of knew the opening is the only thing that I really have to scout for, because after that the building blocks are kind of there for how Dream likes to play, right? So as long as I can make it to I can survive into the mid game with a stable enough economy and have enough to make a decent trade initially, I'll be able to snowball that into a victory later on.
Yeah, definitely, and I'll just have to agree that Dream, like, trying to mix in like Widowmines earlier would do so well against like this Ling Bane Muta style, like. Especially because Solar, he just kept doing it. Well, like you can just blindly go for something like that, and it could work out.
I think he's too traumatized from game number 1. He made a lot of Widowmines there, but Solar, he split. He had detection. Don't want to at anybody, but he had detection, and yeah, he was able to survive long enough, get his bases long enough in order to transition to his late game into Ultralisk, which is absolutely what you want in that scenario. And now we're going to see, how is this going to play out? ZvZ, Solar versus Armani. I kind of feel like this is... I want to say this is the battle of the big brains, but I feel like it's two very different types of intelligence, right?
I don't know how to phrase that, but I agree. Yeah. Like, if Ragnarok was involved, like Ragnarok and Cats...
That would just be the Council of Zerg. That would just be the Council of Zerg Intellectuals.
Yes, exactly. That is the highest, the pinnacle, the peak of ZvZ.
Meanwhile, Mio Micah is like trying to get in. He's always breaking the door down, picking the locks. And it's like, guys, I'm here. And you're like, no.
Oh, God.